So, hey Mo, how you doing?
I am good, Sabrina. How are you, my
I'm
friend?
doing fine. I'm doing fine. Okay, so I'm Sabrina Mays-Diagne, Otsuka's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. And
I'm
Mo?
I'm Moe Profit, Vice President, Customer Engagement Strategy and Solutions for CNS for the CNS division.
Well, for me, what it means to be Black in corporate America is, first of all, representation. I think it's really important for us to have a presence, especially as a Black woman, because there are so many others like me in the corporate world. And it's important for us to see ourselves in the places that we move in and out of, because it serves as inspiration and encouragement, and you don't feel like you're alone. Also, I think perspective matters, and having that contribution of diversity of thought. As a Black woman who was born in Washington, D.C., I went to Howard University. I went to Temple Law School. I'm married to a Muslim West African from Senegal. All of those things make up who I am, and it provides me with a perspective that's very unique in a way that I can provide perspectives in the workplace that maybe someone else would not, just because of the difference that I bring to the table. So I really think um, that when you talk about being Black in corporate America or whoever you are, it's really important to have representation and different perspectives.
It's interesting, Sabrina, that you use perspective and representation. When I think about being Black in corporate America, it's like the Facebook status, and I'm not a big Facebook user, but I always say it's complicated. It's complicated because you want to be in corporate America. You want to achieve that dream that's been put forth in front of you as a child, and you get into corporate America, and then you realize it's a challenging place because of the representation that you spoke about. There maybe are not a lot of folks that look like you, that maybe don't have your same background, whether it be personally in particular or professionally. So you're searching. So it's the complication of working in corporate America, trying to do a great job, trying to ascend to those roles of greater responsibility while still being underrepresented and not being able to have those tough conversations or those abilities to share with people that have your same shared experiences. So I always say it's complicated, and hopefully it's getting better, and dialogue is improving that situation. But it's an interesting tightrope that you walk being Black in corporate America. And you know what's interesting, Sabrina, when you talk about experiences in corporate America, there's so many things that shape you, because it's what you think corporate America is, and it's what you live once you get inside those four walls of corporate America. My background, I started off as a college athlete. My first job was in higher education. I was a college basketball coach and an academic counselor. So the transition from into corporate America for me was a big one. And the first thing that I recognized as I was walking into corporate America is that you needed resources, support, allies, and camaraderie to be successful because you didn't know what you didn't know. One of the things, that shaped me in particular was my first manager. He was a white male, but we had very candid conversations about what it was going to look and feel like for me to be entering corporate America in the life sciences space, where not a lot of people that look like me, in particular, the area of the country that I was living in. And so it really helped shape and give me perspective, but he also empowered me to be Mo. And that was a hard place to get to because you felt like that you needed to assimilate initially. And that challenges your ability to do your job well. So, those experiences were based on people, but also those experiences were based on the support necessary to be able to excel. And it was a challenge, and it has been a challenge, no matter regardless of role.
Mo, I really like the fact that you bring out the aspect of people and support, because I can say that my experiences in corporate America started before I entered officially corporate America when I attended the School of Business at Howard University. We had professors who were in the corporate world, and we took of courses like corporate culture. We had to wear business suits to school every, I think it was Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you entered the business school without your business suit, you were sent back to your dorm to get dressed properly to come back to class. And we were taught by professors who were very supportive. And I remember one marketing professor in particular, Mr. Johnson. He was really tough on us, but he meant well. And at the end of the course, he revealed to us that the textbook that we were using was actually from Harvard University's
Mm.
School of Business, their graduate program. Even though we were undergrads, we were using graduate level material in the courses that he taught us. And that environment really helped to shape me as I entered corporate America. When we talk about hindrances, I would say the thing that hindered me at certain points, and I just saw them as obstacles that I had to overcome, were really other people's perceptions of me or what they thought I was capable of doing. Um, I never doubted in my mind what I was capable of. The sky is the limit. Whatever I put my mind to,
Sure.
I can work toward it and achieve it. But like you said, in corporate America, the realities that we come up against, and I'm sure it's the same in a lot of workplaces where people who are in a position to make a decision towards your advancement, your maybe your development, your advancement, your promotion. It's really important for those people to have an inclusive mindset, a growth mindset, and to not limit what the possibilities are when it comes to what we as individuals want to do in growing our careers.
So, Sabrina, I loved hearing about that journey. And I'm going to go all the way back to where you started with your college professor, because it goes to the notion of being Black in corporate America and needing to go above and beyond. You didn't know that that professor was utilizing a graduate book from Harvard Business for you guys as undergrads, because I assume he knew that it was going to be challenging for you, especially attending an HBCU, getting into corporate America. He was, starting and preparing you for what was to come. And I felt that same way. I started my career as a sales rep for Pfizer Pharmaceuticals, and I always felt like I had to go above and beyond. I remember being in the regional office thinking, how am I going to separate myself from the rest of my class? That's a burden and a thought process that others may not have to experience. I mean, to the point that I remembered asking my district manager at the time, hey, can I go detail and present a product to our regional manager? He looked at me, he's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Nobody ever does that." I go, "Well, I'm asking you, can I do it?" And he said, "Yes." And I went in and it went great, and it put me on the radar. But consciously, I was doing that because I knew I had to separate myself, because I felt like this is my shot. And others may not have to feel like this is my shot, but that was something that I was wearing on my sleeve. Like, how do I go into this training? How do I create a mark early on? Because to your point, if you're looking to do more, you're also trying to pave the way for others to come behind you. So it's interesting hearing your path. I mean, you were sales, you were in law, you had a unique set of skills that you were bringing to the table. And I think that's something that we're always thinking about, being Black in corporate America. Are you doing enough? And I'm sitting here as a vice president in a great organization. And some days I go home thinking, am I doing enough? And that's an interesting space to play in.
Yes, and you are enough, and we are enough. Um, and as long as we're committed to a life of learning, we have the opportunity to go to new and to higher heights.